What is going on, Cuse Nation? Welcome back to yet another edition of Bleed Orange. My name is Landon Cook, as always, and thank you for watching. Today, we are joined by the point guard out of New Jersey, number 24, Shaun Belbey. How you doing?
What's up, man? Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, definitely. So, as you guys should all know, this is our 8th episode, I think, of Orange Trivia. Little past questions, little fun game day routine, post game, all that fun stuff. And Shaun, you were the first basketball player to come on this podcast, and everyone's been asking for it, so I'm sure everyone's excited.
Love it. I love it.
So first off, I'd like to know, because I ask all of the athletes that come on the show this, and I'm sure it's a little bit different for basketball. What is your game day routine from, the night before your game to the morning you wake up and then after the game?
Well, the night before is always the same. So even for home games at Syracuse, the team stays in a hotel about 20 minutes away from campus. So we head to the hotel around 8:30, 9 o'clock as a team. We have dinner. If it's NBA season or college season, we'll have a game on the TV. Then we'll meet as a team. The coaches will come in. We'll scout the team who we're playing the next day. Have some light dessert after that, and then just head off to our rooms and call it a night. And then the game day is always different. If it's during the week, we'll have to go to class that day. If it's a night game, we still have to go to class. So if we have 2-3 classes during the day, we'll have to go there, and then usually head to the dome around 3 or 4 hours before game time. We meet at the facility, our practice facility, 4.5 hours before every home game. So if it's a 7 o'clock game, we always meet at 2:30. We'll meet for about 10-15 minutes, have a lunch together as a team, and then each guy has designated times, usually when they have to arrive at the dome, for pregame shooting and stuff like that.
Awesome. So now when you arrive at the dome, what's the first thing you guys do when you get on the court?
Just usually get shots up with, one of the assistant coaches. Once we get to the dome, we'll change into workout gear, get our ankles taped, stuff like that, get treatment, whatever we need to do, stretch out with Ryan Kabilas, our strength and conditioning coach. And then it's really different for each player. If you're a guard, you're gonna, get a lot of free throws and threes up. If you're a big man, you're gonna work on some post moves. So it's really different for each guy.
Oh, okay, awesome. So now you're the point guard, and I've seen you play a few times, and you were really good at shooting the basketball. On a daily basis, how many shots do you think you put up?
Um, that's a good question. I never usually count how many shots I take. I usually count how many shots I make.
Okay.
So pretty much anywhere from 400 to 500 makes
Wow.
a day. Is even during the season is something that I would strive for. So anywhere in that range. So takes, it'd probably be depending on the day, maybe 600 or 700. But I always go for makes, not takes.
Now, those are some inspiring words right there. Now, as we should all know, Syracuse, on campus, you have a lot of choices since it's in the city. You have a lot of places to eat. Now, if you were to choose a favorite restaurant or a favorite place to get food, what would that place be on campus?
On campus, that's a tough one. Because people don't really count Marshall Street as on campus. So
I'll count Marshall Street as on campus.
Okay, we'll count Marshall Street as on campus. Probably just varsity then. Big varsity fan.
Okay. All right. Now everyone's been like, I don't know. My personal favorite is Pita Pit. I don't know why. Every time I say that to someone, they're like, "Oh wow, you're just so basic. You're just so
Pita
basic."
Pit is good. Pita Pit is solid.
What did you say?
Pita Pit's solid. Pita Pit is solid.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Not many people know of it, but it is pretty good. And varsity's also good. So now back into more important stuff. Now, the transition from high school basketball to college basketball, what was it like? What different strides did you have to make? And did you play the 2-3 zone in high school or in any zone?
I played a little bit of zone in high school, but it's not the same as the Syracuse zone.
Yeah.
So you could basically, throw whatever you knew at the door because you have to learn a whole new, philosophy and stuff like that. But the transition from high school to college is really big and something that people don't, really expect. You're coming into college as a 17, 18-year-old kid, sometimes playing against guys who are 22, 23 years old. So it's a big adjustment, the speed of the game, the length. So it's actually a really hard adjustment that people don't think it is, but it's really tough.
Yeah. I mean, I'd assume it's pretty tough. Like, what are the workouts like from high school to college? Were there mandatory workouts as a team in high school, or was that a big switch also going into college?
Yeah, pretty similar. Workouts, once you get to college, it's just more intense. But yeah, even in high school, you still have mandatory workouts.
Now, what was it like playing for one of the most legendary coaches of all time? You have one of the best players of all time as your shooting coach, and you're playing with Jim Boeheim. I mean, you're playing under Jim Boeheim and playing with Buddy Boeheim. What is that like? Just the camaraderie.
Yeah, it's special. I was on the team for 5 years, so I knew Buddy, since he was a freshman and sophomore in high school. So being able to play with him for 1 or 2 years when he was there, we were there together was definitely special. Him, especially him and his dad being a coach.
Awesome, awesome. And that's a cool part of history. I've always wondered what it would be like to play in the greatest atmosphere in college basketball, the greatest coach in college basketball, or one of the greatest, arguably. I always thought that it would be something special, and playing for that is a really great opportunity. Um, Now, if you were to give a player who wanted to be in your position playing for an ACC school, Syracuse, what would your advice be to a kid who wants to be in your position?
Probably just start working out as hard as you can now. 2, 3 times a day. You're not going to get to the ACC level if your skills aren't there. So just start working extremely hard now, and hopefully it'll work out for you.
Awesome. Awesome. That is all I have for you today, Shaun. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks so much, Landon. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to my podcast, In the Zone. Have some guys on from the team, stuff like that.
Awesome.
Landon, thanks so much, my guy.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Until the next time, Cuse Nation, always, always, always remember, let's go Syracuse. See you guys.
Thanks, man.